Solve one problem to identify the critical path. Also calculate earliest start time, latest start time, earliest finish time, latest finish time, slack, total float, free float, independent float, and interfacing float.
Let us understand how to find out the critical path for a given question. In question, activity A, B, C, D up to I are mentioned. Nodes are also mentioned and the time in days is also mentioned. We will first draw the network diagram. So, if we observe activities A, B, C are started from the node 1. So, how to show the node 1, that is nodes or event we have to show with the help of circle. So, here is the node 1. Now, activity A, B, C we have to show with the help of arrow. So, I will show here, here is the activity A, that is 1 to 2. Then activity B, it is 1 to 3. Then activity C, it is 1 to 4. Then activity D, 2 to 3. So we will join here 2 to 3. So I will mention here activity D. Then activity E, 2 to 6. So we have to show here the node 6. So 2 to 6, that is activity E. Then activity F, 3 to 5. So we have to show here the 5. So 3 to 5 is F. Then 3 to 6. So for 3 to 6 it is G. So I will join this 3 to 6. That is for activity G. Then H, 4 to 5. So when we join this 4 to 4 and 5, then we will get the activity H. And then activity I, that is 5 to 6. Here is activity I. Now we have to also mention the time duration, that is mentioned in days. So I will mention here with the help of red marker. For activity A it is 3 days, then for B it is 4, for C it is 14, then D it is 10, then for E it is 5, then F it is 4, so F is here, then G it is 6, then H it is 1, and for I it is 1. So these are the time duration. Now to find out the critical path, we have to first find out earliest start time, that is ES, and the latest finish time, that is LF. Now we will understand with the help of diagram only how to find out this. But there is only one rule, that is the earliest start time is always 0 at node number 1. And we have to calculate this earliest start time in this forward direction. And we have to calculate the latest finish time in the backward direction. So latest finish time, that is the value of LF at starting node 1, that should be equal to 0. Then our calculation is correct, that is it is our cross check value, that is value of LF at the starting node 1, that should be equal to 0. Now I will mention here ES is equal to 0. And I will mention here LF, that is also should be equal to 0. So I will mention here LF also, that is also should be equal to 0. Now we will first calculate value of ES. So if we observe from node number 1, then we will select the node 2. So at node 2, what is the value of ES? So there is only one incoming arrow. So this 0 plus 3, that is 3. Then at node 3, so at node 3 there are 2 incoming arrows. So we have 2 options. That is first option from node 1 to 2, 2 to 3, that is total duration is 10 plus 3, that is 13, or directly from 1 to 3, that is duration is 4. But while selecting, we have to select the highest value for ES. So which is the highest value? That is 13 is the highest value. So I will select here the 13. Now next node is 4 and there is only one incoming arrow. So there is 0 plus 14, that is 14. So ES is equal to 14. Then next is node 5. So next number is 5. So how to calculate value of ES? That is 13 plus 4. So we have two options because two incoming arrows. 13 plus 4, that is 17. And 14 plus 1, that is 15. So which is the highest value? Highest value is 17. Now last node is node 6. So here how to calculate ES, because there are three incoming arrows. So there are three options. So here first is 3 plus 5, that is 8. Then at node 3 it is 13 plus 6, that is 19. Third option is 17 plus 1, that is 18. So which is the highest value? That is 19. So I will select here the 19. So here ES, that is when there are number of arrows are more than 1, then that number of options are available, and among those options we have to select the highest value. Now we will move to calculate the latest finish time, that is LF. So LF at node 6. So node 1 is the start node and node 6 is the end node. So LF is equal to ES, and which is equal to 90. That we have to consider. Now we will move to calculate in the backward direction. So if we observe, here is the node 2. So when there is the end node is 6, then after that we have to take this node number 5. So how to calculate this node number 5, that is value of LF. So we have to refer this head, because this point at this node 5 is the start point of the arrow, and here this arrow point is the end point of the arrow. So the start point at node 5, there is only one point. So we can say that how to calculate LF? 19 minus 1, that is 18. After that we will calculate here the LF, because at node 3 there are two start points. So these are the start point of the arrow. So how to calculate LF? So for that we have two options. So two options, that is from 6 to 3 as well as 5 to 3, that we can move in the backward direction. So here which 18 minus 4. So 18 minus 4 means that is 14. That is the first option. And second option is LF is 19 minus 6, that is 13. Now if we observe, we have to select the lowest value. So lowest value is 13. So we will select here as a 13. Now again we will move for the point 2. So here there are two start points. So these are the two start points. So how to calculate the LF value? So here 13 minus 10, that is 3 is the first option, because from 3 to 2. And again second arrow is 6 to 2, that is in the backward direction, that is 19 minus 5, that is 40. So which is the lowest value? That is 3. So we will select here as a 3. Then we will move next, that is at node 5. So there is only one starting point, that is only one arrow is moving to the forward direction. So here LF is 18 minus 1, that is 17. Now it is important to calculate LF here. So we have three options, because three starting points of the arrows. So what is the first option? This LF 3 minus 3, that is 0 is the first option. This LF 13 minus 4. So 13 minus 4, that is 9, is the second option, and 17 minus 14, that is 3, is the third option. Now if we observe, we have to select the lowest value. So lowest value is 0. So here this cross check is getting completed, that is our calculation is correct. Now to find out the critical path, we have to calculate the slack. What is the meaning of slack? That is the positive difference between ES and LF. So what is this ES? So here is the value at each node. So in the diagram only we will calculate the slack. So slack we will mention here with letter S. So I will show this with the help of the blue marker. So what is the value of S? So S is 0. Then at node 2, ES minus LF, 3 minus 3, S is 0. Then at node 3, 13 minus 13, S is 0. At node 4, positive difference. So we can choose here 17 minus 14, S is 3. Then here S is 17, 18 minus 17, 1. And here S is equal to 0. Now we have to select the nodes where the S, that is the slack, is 0. So here is the node 2. Here the slack is 0. Node 3 slack is 0. Then at node 4 and 5 there is the positive difference, that is 3 and 1. And at node 6 slack is 0. And at node 1 also slack is 0. Now we will mention all these nodes. So first is 1, then second is 2, then there is 3, then from 3 it is directly node number 6, because 4 and 5 it is having the values, that is 1 and 3. Now we have to join all these nodes. So I will join with the help of the red mark. So this path I will join 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 1, 2, 3, and then directly 6. So if we observe, this is the critical path. This path is known as the critical path. So we can mention here in terms of activities, that is activity A. After that it is D, A, D, G. So these are the activities on the critical path. Now what is the importance of this critical path? Why to find out the critical path? So activity on this critical path, that is each activity on this critical path is critical. That means the delay, any delay for these activities will delay the whole project. So we should not delay any activity on this critical path, that is these three activities, activity A, activity D and activity G. These three activities are critical, and if we delay any activity then whole project is getting delayed. So what is the time for this critical path, or what is the time required to complete the project? So we will add here the time duration, that is 3 plus 10. So we have to add this time, that is 3 days plus 10 days plus 6 days. That is 19 days. Now we will calculate the 4 constants. First one, ES, earliest start time. Second one, EF, earliest finish time. Third one, LF, latest finish. And fourth one, LS, latest start. Now if we observe, here we have calculated ES, earliest start time, and LF, latest finish time. Now if we observe, for each activity we have referred arrow. Now this is the starting point of the arrow, and that is known as tail. And the node at tail point is known as the ith event. And here node or event at the head point is known as the jth event. Now how to calculate calculate ES. So calculate ES for each activity. We have to refer the tail event, that is the ith event. So where is tail? At this point there is tail. Now if we observe activity A, so here is the activity A and this point of arrow is for node 1. So here is the node 1. So we have to refer the value of ES at the node 1. So from the diagram, if we refer ES is equal to 0. Then if we observe that for activity B and C, same node or event is there, that is 1 1. So here also 0 0. Now for activity D, so for D starting node is 2. So here at 2 we will refer the value of ES, that is 3. Then for activity E also same node is there, that is 2. So here same value we have to repeat. Now for activity F, 3 is there. So at 3 ES is 13. For activity G also 3 is there. Now for activity H it is 4. So at 4 ES is 14. And at node 5 ES is 17. So we have to refer. So if we refer these nodes that is mentioned in the question, that is nothing but the I to J. So ith event, that means these first events are known as the ith event. Now we will move to the next, that is calculation of EF. So how to calculate EF? That is ES plus T. So ES plus T, that is 0 plus 3. So 0 plus 3, that is 3. Then 0 plus 4, that is 4. 14 plus 0, that is 14. Then here is 13, 8, 17, 19, 15 and 18. So we have to just add these two. That is T is the time. So time is mentioned in the question. Now we will move to calculate LF. So LF, that is the latest finish, and for this latest finish for each activity we have to refer the jth event. So here is jth event at the point of arrow. Now for activity A, here is the arrow at node 2. So at node 2 what is the value? So LF is 3. So from the diagram we will refer this. Then for B it is 1 2 3. So at the point arrow is at node 3. So here is 13. Then there is jth event is 4 for activity C. So for 4 LF is 17. Then next one is 3 6. So 3 it is 13. Then for 6 LF is 19. Then 5 6. So at 5 it is LF is 18. And again at node 6. So at node 6 LF is 19. So we have to refer this jth event, that is the second options. Then for H it is 5. So H it is 5, LF is 18, and for I it is 6 and LF is 19. So these values we have mentioned from this diagram that we have calculated. Now next one we will calculate LS, that is the latest start time. So how to calculate? That is LF minus T. So here is LF 3 minus 3, 0. Then here 13 minus 4, that is 9. 17 minus 14, 3. 13 minus 10, 3. 19 minus 5, that is 14. Then 18 minus 4, 14. 19 minus 6, 13. 18 minus 1, 17. 19 minus 1, 18. Now we will calculate the total float. So what is the reason to calculate total float? So from this we come to know that how much we can delay each activity without delaying the actual project. So for that we will first find out for these activities what is the total float. So how to calculate the total float? So notation is TF, which is equal to LS minus ES or LF minus EF. Now if we observe LS minus ES, so here is LS and here is ES, that is 0 minus 0, or LF minus EF, 3 minus 3, that is also equal to 0. Then we will move for the next, that is 9 minus 0 or 13 minus 4. So 13 minus 4 is also equal to 9. Then again 3 minus 0, that is 3. Then 3 minus 3, it is 0. Then 14 minus 3, that is 11. Then 14 minus 13, that is 1. Then 13 minus 13, 0. 17 minus 14, that is 3. 18 minus 17, that is 1. Now this is the value of total float for each activity. So we can say that we cannot delay activity A because total float time is 0. Now if we observe activity A is on the critical path. Now for activity B, so we can delay this activity for 9 days. So we can delay this for 5 days, 6 days, up to 9 days only, so that it will not affect on the project completion time. Then for activity C, we can delay it for 3 days. Activity D, we cannot delay activity D. Now if we observe, this activity D is on the critical path. Then activity E, F we can delay, but activity G we cannot delay. Now if we observe, activity G is on the critical path, so we cannot delay. But activity H and I, that we can delay. Now we will move to the next point, that is free float. So free float, that is TF minus lag of Zth event. Now we know that, suppose this is the arrow, then here is the ith event and here is the Zth event. Now from these nodes also we come to know that which is the Zth event. Now free float, that is TF. So TF is 0 and Zth event is 2. So at point 2, what is the slack? That is 0. So free float here 0. Then in the same way here TF is 9 and Zth event is 3. So at 3 slack is 0. So 9 minus 0, that is 9. Then here TF, that is 3 and Zth event is 4. So at 4 slack is 3. So 3 minus 3, here is 0. Then next one, TF is 0 and again, sorry, here is again there is the Zth event is 3. So at 3 slack is 0. So here is 0. Then TF is 11 and here Zth event is 6. So for 6 slack is 0. So 11 minus 0, that is 11. Then again 1 and here at 5, at node 5 S is 1. So 1 minus 1, 0. Then here is 0 and at node 6 S is equal to 0. So 0 minus 0, 0. Then here is 3 and at node S is 1. So 3 minus 1, 2. And here is 1 and at node 6 it is 0. So 1 minus 0, that is 1. So these are the values of free float. So we have to refer the Zth event, that is the slack value. So what is the meaning? Total float minus slack value at Zth event for each activity. Now we will calculate independent float. So independent float IF is equal to FF minus S into ith event, that is slack of ith event. So if we observe, for each activity ith event is 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So now first we will refer FF, that is it is 0 and ith event is 1. So for this one slack is 0. So FF is 0 minus 0, that is 0. Then 9 minus 0, because here same ith event is there, that is 9. Then here it is 0. Then next one is ith event is 2. So at 2 slack is 0. So here 0 minus 0, 0. 11 minus 0, 11. Then next one is 3 and 3. For next activity F and G, slack is 0. So 0 minus 0, 0 and here is also 0. Now next ith event is 4. So at 4 slack is 3. So 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. But time is not negative, so this minus value we have to refer as a 0. Then for next activity I, there is the ith event is 5. So for this 5 slack is 1. So here FF is 1. 1 minus 1, that is 0. So these are the values for independent float. Now next one is the interface float. So interface float we will refer the notation as IFF and it is TF minus FF. So here is total float minus free float. So total float minus free float, it is 0, 9 minus 9 0, 3 minus 0 3, it is 0, here is also 0, here is 1, 0, 1, 3 minus 2 is 1 and 1 minus 1 is 0.